So the next thing I'm going to show you is how I made these little wood blocks. I actually make these myself. I have a router, so I actually routed these little, just these little squares of wood and made like a little fancy edge on them. And I decided that I wanted to actually kind of color the wood, kind of stain it a little bit without actually, getting messy and getting a bunch of stain out and doing all that. So this is some kind of used water already from another project I was just working on. But what you do is you just take your gelato, and you can either apply it directly to the wood and then just add some water and just kind of smush it around if you want. Or what I really like to do is I kind of hold the gelato in my hand, and then I just rub the brush on there, and then I pick up, let me get that guy out of the way. I actually pick up the color directly from it, because you see it kind of splatters when you do it, or I kind of splatter it because I'm messy. And then you just simply apply it like a stain directly to the wood. And it does take a little bit of time, just because I want to have really good coverage and like really get it in there. And you can just make it darker and darker as you apply more and more. And then what I do is I seal it with Mod Podge when I'm all finished with it. Once I've got the entire project done, I seal the whole thing with Mod Podge. So you just kind of keep working your way around. And if you wet the wood a little bit before you get started, it kind of helps it accept the color a little bit better. And you can do layers. So you can do this one layer, and then once it's dry, you can come back in and just keep making it darker and darker. Okay. So now I'm all done. I've pretty much got the wood block the color that I want it to be. The next thing we're going to do to make this project is I'm actually going to color in this little stamp. And I'm just going to, it's just a butterfly stamp, and I'm going to color it with a single color. I'm just going to use, this is a cobalt turquoise, and then I'm going to stamp it directly to my paper, and I've already got my sentiment on there. And now that he's dry, I'm going to take some watercolor pencils, and I'm just going to color in the bottom of his wing, both of the top wings, with this blue. And then I'm going to take some of the green, and I'm going to color in the bottom with green. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of water, and I have a little cup of water right here next to me. And I'm just going to kind of brush it on, and that color immediately starts to flow. Let's say that I want a little bit more intensity in those little crevices. So I'm going to take some of the gelatos, and then I'm going to brush directly onto the gelato with my paintbrush, and I'm going to fill in the bottom again with more of that color. There's two different ways that you can apply color to your background. You can either rub the stick, and here's a little sample piece of paper. You can either rub the stick directly onto the paper, and I'll kind of show you how that looks. Let's see. There's one color of green, and here's another color of green. And then you're just going to take your paintbrush with water, and then you just kind of rub it, and you can see how it blends really, really nicely. And if you have too much, you can pick it up, and then you can always add more back in if you wanted to. So that's one way to do it. You can see when you do that how it leaves some of the marks from where you, let's see if I can get that to focus, from where you rubbed the pen directly to the surface. And this is a watercolor paper, so it has lots of texture to it. Another way that you can add color, which is the way that we're going to add color to this project, is you can just simply pick the color up directly off of the pen, again, off of the little gelato stick, and then just apply it that way. So I'm just going to do like a real light wash at first. And this is the brush that actually came with the gelatos. And it's a really super nice brush. It's got a nice little point on it, so you can kind of push the color around. So let's say I wanted to add even more, kind of a little bit of a darker color to the edges, just to give it, frame it even more. I can take the stick directly and then just apply it to the edge of the paper. And you can use a combination of both of them. Kind of think of this as using Distress ink. You're just going to take it and pull it off the edge. And we'll blend it here in just a second. So that's basically how, just really simply with just some stamps and some water and some watercolor pencils and the gelatos, you can fill in, make a cute little, this would be a really cute card too, if you wanted to do like a little card. So that's basically how I did that. So once this is dried, like I want it to get really, really nice and dry, I'm just going to take it and apply it directly to the little wood block that I dyed with the gelatos. And then I'm just going to use Mod Podge to adhere that down. And then once it's really super dry, then I'm going to I Mod Podged over the entire thing, and then it gives it a really nice finish. So just use Mod Podge and get it down there, and then you can put a little hanger on the back or a little hole in the back, and you can have a cute little wall hanging. You can do a whole set of them. So that's it for today. I just like to thank the Faber-Castell folks for giving me these products to try. I had a lot of fun playing with them. I'm definitely going to be using them again, and I hope you'll give them a try as well. And thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.